Every October, two stadiums become the center of the world. But not every ballpark deserves that spotlight. Some fade into history, some become legends, a few transcend. From crumbling concrete to cathedrals of light, these are the 7 levels of Major League Baseball stadiums, from the worst to the best. Every sport has its ruins, monuments that prove progress can rot. Oakland Coliseum, the abandoned future. Built in 1966 to host 2 sports and 1 dream, it now sits 22 feet below sea level like a buried mistake. Pipes groan, raw sewage backs through the clubhouse, and attendance echoes off empty concrete. In 2013, reporters joked they needed hazmat suits, not press passes. The A's aren't moving to Las Vegas. They're escaping. A stadium that didn't just age, it killed a franchise. Tropicana Field, the born-broken dome. Tampa Bay wanted shelter from the heat and built a prison for sound. The 1990 indoor future of baseball turned out to be geometry gone mad. Catwalks that turn physics into coin flips and artificial light that flattens the game. In 2024, Hurricane Milton tore its roof apart. The weatherproof stadium defeated by weather itself. It's not haunted, just wrong. Angel Stadium, the forgotten modern. Opened in 1966 as a California postcard. Open, bright, lined with palms. In 1979, football enclosed it for the Rams, sealing off the skyline and the soul. Disney's 1997 renovation added fake rocks and fountains that aged like theme park props. Decades of deferred maintenance dulled what remained. Today it's clean, functional, and forgettable. Baseball's shopping mall. 3 stadiums, 3 warnings. Neglect doesn't always collapse a roof. Sometimes it just empties the seats. If level 1 was what happens when stadiums die slowly, level 2 shows what happens when they're born wrong. Metrodome, the inflated experiment. Opened in 1982 in Minneapolis and demolished in 2014, the Metrodome was baseball's air-filled laboratory. Its Teflon roof sagged, its turf was plastic, and fly balls disappeared into the white ceiling. Players joked that baseballs gained religion up there. They ascended. When a snowstorm collapsed the roof in 2010, it became the perfect metaphor for everything underneath. Guaranteed Rate Field, the too-soon successor. Chicago tore down Old Comiskey in 1991 to modernize and got function without feeling. Its upper deck was brutally steep, the sightlines awkward, and fans immediately regretted what they'd lost. Renovations softened edges, wider concourses, toned down upper deck, but the original silhouette still feels utilitarian. It remains a cautionary tale about replacing nostalgia with efficiency. Citi Field, the copy that forgot its source. When the Mets opened Citi Field in 2009, they wanted retro charm and got an identity crisis. Modeled after Ebbets Field, a Brooklyn stadium, it celebrated the wrong borough. The fences were too deep, the dimensions punished hitters, and fans felt like tourists in someone else's memory. The Jackie Robinson Rotunda entrance is stunning, but it honors Dodgers history while the Mets play inside. It took years of renovations, fence adjustments, and Mets-specific touches to make it feel like home. A beautiful park that had to learn who it belonged to, and finally did. Innovation is a risk. At level 2, architecture forgets why the game exists at all. Some stadiums are beautiful on paper and hollow in practice. Level 3 is where architecture wins and emotion loses. LoanDepot Park, the empty masterpiece. Miami's $634 million retractable roof wonder opened in 2012 with everything but a heartbeat. Air conditioning hums louder than fans. Entire sections glow vacant under neon light. When leaked documents revealed the Marlins profited $49 million while claiming poverty to secure taxpayer funding, the city never forgave them. An SEC investigation followed, a mayor was recalled, and a $2.4 billion debt still hangs over Miami like humidity. Fans stayed home. The stadium became what it always looked like, empty perfection. Chase Field, the warehouse in the desert. Phoenix needed a roof to survive 115-degree summers and built a climate-controlled hangar. Opened in 1998, it's a technical triumph with the aesthetic warmth of an airplane hangar. The retractable roof works flawlessly, the atmosphere doesn't. Functional to a fault. The definition of Level 3. American Family Field, the sterile shell. Milwaukee's 2001 retractable roof stadium solved weather problems and created a new one, blandness. Locally loved for tailgates and beer, it's architecturally conservative, a steel shell that prioritizes function over identity. When Bernie the Brewer's slide is your most memorable feature, the building itself has nothing to say. Efficient, forgettable, and proof that solving problems isn't the same as creating magic. Level 3 is the pause before redemption, when baseball realizes it can't engineer emotion. By Level 4, baseball has learned how not to fail, but not yet how to feel. Globe Life Field, the controlled environment. Opened in 2020 for $1.2 billion, Globe Life Field is Texas in a box. Vast, air-conditioned, and built to win the climate war. It's everything the old park wasn't. Covered, efficient, luxurious. The Rangers finally won their first World Series here in 2023, and yet it feels oddly placeless. A retractable roof fortress where every seat is perfect and every memory replaceable. The modern middle ground. You'll never complain or remember it. Minute Maid Park, the quirky survivor. Houston's retractable roof stadium opened in 2000 with a train above the wall and a hill in center field that confused physics until 2016, when sanity finally won. It's weird, asymmetrical, unmistakably Texan. The Crawford boxes and left field wall make it feel like a sandbox where geometry misbehaves. It's flawed, quirky, and almost beloved, proof that personality matters, even when the park isn't quite elite. Nationals Park, the template of modernity. Built to feel timeless, it ended up feeling, standard. Washington, D.C. opened Nationals Park in 2008 with perfect sightlines, sustainable materials, and a river view you rarely notice. It works, but it doesn't whisper anything back. A fine ballpark that could sit in any city and feel the same. Level 4 is comfort at its peak. Safe, successful, and emotionally neutral. At Level 5, baseball remembers that comfort isn't the goal. Connection is. If Globe Life Field is science, Busch Stadium is faith, and faith still draws crowds. Busch Stadium, the living tradition. Opened in 2006, Busch III sits at the heart of St. Louis, a red brick cathedral framed by the Gateway Arch. It doesn't chase the future. It honors the rhythm of the city. Steel where you need it, brick where you want it. Brass bands outside, organ inside, toasted ravioli in the stands. Here, baseball is less a pastime and more an appointment with memory, belonging-made architecture. PNC Park, the perfect frame. Pittsburgh's 2001 riverfront jewel is the gold standard for intimacy. Only 38,000 seats, but everyone with a view of the skyline and the Roberto Clemente Bridge. It's small, personal, and cinematic. When the sun sets and the bridge glows gold, even losing teams look beautiful. Many call it the most perfect modern ballpark ever built. Petco Park, the civic rebirth. San Diego turned a warehouse district into an open-air dream in 2004. The Western Metal Supply Company building anchors left field, blending century-old brick with coastal glass. You can see the ocean breeze, smell the salt, feel the city. It's not flashy, it's alive. Busch gives you belonging. PNC gives you beauty. Petco gives you peace. Level 5 is where baseball feels human again. But at level 6, it becomes art. At this stage, stadiums stop hosting games and start defining cities. Oracle Park, the Bay's crown jewel. Some ballparks host baseball. Oracle Park stages it. Carved into San Francisco's bayfront, it opened in 2000 and instantly redefined what a stadium could be. Not just a venue, but a view. Kayaks float in McCovey Cove waiting for splash hits. Garlic fries scent the air. The Bay Bridge frames the horizon. Every angle feels designed to make baseball cinematic. The Giants gave the city 3 championships in 5 years. The park gave them a soul. Camden Yards, the blueprint. Opened in 1992, Camden Yards changed everything. Before it, stadiums were multi-purpose. After it, they were cathedrals. Brick arches, warehouse skyline, manual scoreboard. It invented nostalgia for the modern age. Every ballpark that came after borrowed something from Camden. It's the stadium that made baseball beautiful again. T-Mobile Park, the quiet masterpiece. Seattle's retractable roof park, 1999, doesn't shout, it breathes. Glass walls, steel beams, and an open-air feel that lets the sound of rain and seagulls drift in. Garlic fries, craft beer, skyline, and Space Needle glow. Pacific Northwest serenity wrapped in MLB precision. It's proof that even technology can feel poetic. Oracle thrills, Camden teaches, T-Mobile soothes. Level 6 isn't about entertainment, it's about identity. But Level 7 is about immortality. Wrigley Field, the living memory. Built in 1914, Wrigley is baseball's time machine. Ivy climbs the outfield walls, the manual scoreboard still clicks, and the rooftops across Sheffield and Waveland turn the neighborhood into an amphitheater. The air shifts with Lake Michigan, and so does the game. It's imperfect, unpredictable, and irreplaceable. A ballpark that refuses to modernize and, in doing so, never ages. Fenway Park, the myth that breathes. Since 1912, Fenway has been baseball's heartbeat. The Green Monster looms over left field like a living relic, 37 feet of defiance that turn mistakes into legend. Cramped, uneven, and magical, it's the sport's soul pressed into brick. Here, even rain sounds nostalgic. Rogers Center, the outlier. It doesn't have Wrigley's century or Fenway's mythology yet, but after decades of being dismissed as soulless, Toronto is proving something radical. Legacy isn't just inherited. Sometimes it's earned. A $300 million renovation is turning concrete circles into community, adding neighborhoods to the upper decks, reorienting seats toward the field, and breathing warmth into what was once cold steel. It's the youngest park at level 7, and the only one still becoming itself. If Wrigley remembers and Fenway endures, Rogers rebuilds. Proof that even the coldest structures can learn to feel. Level 7 isn't about luxury, it's about legacy. Because you can build comfort, beauty, and spectacle, but you can't build forever. If stories like this stay with you, there are more. Not just in stadiums, but in the monuments, mistakes, and masterpieces that shape our world. Because every structure tells a story, and the biggest ones always echo.